All right, guys. So here is the new website templates. This is the one that I created. Now I'm going to log in. I'll show you the new login page as well. Things have changed up quite a bit. So let me show you where you guys are going to find this new theme at, okay? So I'm inside my account right now. And for those of you that have been on the system for a while, this is how it's going to work. So you guys will go in and under website, you'll see colors and settings. Okay, so under colors and settings, you're going to see a new option. It says modern. Most likely you guys are going to be on a horizontal, or if you guys have played with different layouts, you'll have one of these three checked. But in order for you to get the new theme, you would need to select modern, and then you have your options down here. Okay, there's 4 different color themes. And what those look like is, if you click on this, it shows you basically what that would look like. Okay, so this is more of like a white and blue theme. And you'll notice up at the top, it's a white header, and that stays congruent throughout. You have the other one, you click on this, it's a more of a dark colored theme, so it's all dark throughout. And you know, the next theme, so all you have to do is click on it, it'll show you what the theme is going to look like. Now, if you guys go back and forth, this is the theme that I selected. I just liked the way it looked, so I selected this theme. Now you can edit this stuff too, and I'll show you how to do that today, but this is where you're going to actually select what theme you want, okay? So once you say if it was number 4, you would just click the button there, and then you go down at the very bottom, and then you hit submit. Now, once you hit submit and you refresh, what I want you guys to do and be aware of is if you guys been using a theme now for a while, I want you to go up to the top and clear your cache, okay? And the reason why is because you need to clear out any type of history that your browser saves, because what will happen is it might actually have a conflict. So nothing's broke. It's just because you need to clear your cache, because it's going to render a brand new theme for you. Okay. Now, if you guys have questions how to do that, you know, I'm on Chrome. So if you were to go on Chrome, you'd see at the top there's a history tab, and then you go to show full history, and then you can clear your cache there. Okay. So once we have this set up, I'm going to kind of go back and I'll show you real quick on how this is going to lay out. Is this image I added myself. Okay, and so I'm going to go over and I'll put some notes in here as well for you guys, but all of these are based on a pixel size. Okay, now you'll notice this front image right here I did on Canva. So if you guys aren't familiar with what Canva, I know I've talked about these in a few other trainings, but Canva, if you go to canva.com and sign up, that's where you can go and create some nice headers. And you just base it on size. Okay, so if you guys want to grab out a piece of paper right now with a pencil, I'm gonna start giving you guys some dimensions for where these images land. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys just a couple seconds to find maybe a pencil and a piece of paper, and then what we'll do is I'll just give you all of the sections. So for example, this particular section right here is a header image. Now this header image is going to be one of 2 things. There's a minimum and a maximum. Okay, now on the maximum, I would suggest doing maximum, because what that's going to do is it's going to fill up this whole entire thing, and then it does a little bit of an auto resize. Okay, so if you guys want to write down this header image right here, and I'll be putting this too in the help desk as well. So if you guys need to fall back on that, it'll be in the help desk for all of the dimensions. But this one right here is going to be 2560 by 798. Now what that is, it's basically 2560 pixels by 798 pixels. Okay, and that's width and height. Okay, so if I were to go into Canva, for example, and go create a design, and I go to custom dimensions, I'd want to put in here 2560, and then height wise I want to go 798. Okay, and then once I hit create design, you'll notice that it's this long image. Okay, now that's going to be the minimum. Okay, you'll notice there's a minimum and a maximum. Now the maximum is going to be 2560 by 1415. Now that's what I did on mine. So if you guys look at my website that I created, it's right here. I wanted to fill up the whole entire area. So I did 2560 by 1415. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just go that and do that in Canva real quick. We'll go back into Canva and we'll go 2560 by 1415. So this is going to give it a little bit higher height. Now you guys can play with this as well, but as long as you go 2560, it's going to fill out this whole length. You're not going to have any black bars here on the side. Okay, so if I were to go back in here, 2560 by 1415, hit create, you'll notice how it's going to give this big container image like I have right here, okay? Now, when you're in Canva, if you guys want to use, now we do give you guys, so these images are already in here. So for example, this image is already there. Now you guys want to swap it out. Basically, you would do a 2560 by 1415 in Canva, and then you could switch out your image like I did. Okay, I switched out my image. I've always used this image for all my demos. I like it, so I use this here. Now, in order to do that, we're going to go 25 by 60, and let's say, for example, I already have some images in here. Let's say I want to use, let's say I also want to use this image. What I do is I just drag the stuff up here in the corner, right? Now this one's gonna be a little bit different because you'll notice you want to cover the area. If not, you're gonna have a white band there. So I want to fill, you see a blue box that's around this image. You want to make sure that fills the whole space, okay? So it looks like it does. You do it like that. Let me pull just a little bit over here just to cover that area. Now what this is going to do is that's going to actually now be my image, right? So if I want to put like my logo on here, let's say for example I wanted to do let's just say maybe put a logo on there or something like that. I could put a logo on here, whatever I want to do, right? This is what's cool about Canva is you can go in there and create some pretty cool looking images, and then you can put your name up on the top of it. And once you save it, you'll hit download. You want to download it as a PNG, okay? So once you download it here and hit download, you'll notice it's going to download to your computer somewhere, okay? Most of the time it's going to be in downloads, but what you'll end up doing now is in order to change this image right here, that's going to be under colors and settings, okay? So if I go back over here and down here at the bottom, you'll see header background image, okay? So mine has this picture here. But let's say I wanted to upload that one we just did in Canva. I would go to browse, and then I would find under downloads, it's going to be this one right here. Hit open, and then make sure you hit save at the bottom or submit. Once you do that and you submit that, if I go back to it's going to say it's saved successfully here in a second at the top. Now if I go back here and refresh it, it's going to have a different layout, okay? So now obviously this one doesn't look as good because it does do some auto resizing. So you guys can play around with that image, but basically this is what the image looks like. You know, it's going to give you the tire. It's going to fill out this whole thing. It kind of stretches out a little bit. So you guys can play around with that. But just use that 2560 by 1415 dimension in Canva, and you guys can get a nice little header image, okay? I'm going to go back and I'm going to upload the one I had before in here. So we go browse. I'll go back to that, and I believe it's under here. No, it's not. Actually, I'm going to leave it for now, you guys, because I don't know where I put that other image. So the other areas that we have here as well is, let me go back to my page, is down here on these images like this, okay? This is a single image, and this is as far wide as you can go. The reason why we did that is we wanted to make sure mobile, on the mobile device, because that's where like 92% of people are on mobile. We wanted to make sure that these still looked really good on mobile, and the way we did the design is we didn't want you guys to have to worry about doing any custom CSS. So this image is as wide as you can go here. This image is as wide as you can go at the top, and you'll notice like all of your about sections is going to follow a same template. So you'll have your text section here, you'll have an image, and you can put text stuff. And I'll show you how to change this stuff right now. But I just want to show you this image, you can't have it the full length, and we did that for a reason. We wanted to make sure it was still mobile optimized and it still looked really good, okay? So you can put split this up and get 2 photos side by side, or you can do 1 photo, and I'll show you how to do both here in a second. I also want to show you too is we switched up you'll notice up here, I've had a lot of requests on people wanting to follow you on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, and this plugin is an Add This plugin. You'll notice if you look at the old, you guys have been on the system for a while, you'll notice if I were to pull this up, this is the old looking Add This plugin. They've just changed it up, so now it's a floating icon. And what happened with this is it would actually on mobile would fall down here at the bottom. It would cover up some stuff. So we went to a new floating icon here, which then on mobile stays there. Okay, so it looks really nice. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that as well. But first and foremost, let's get into the actual image sizes as well. Okay, so this particular image, if you want to do 1 picture in a row, you want to do 750. Basically, it'll automatically resize for you, but the width is going to be 750. Okay, so that's going to be this container. So if you wanted to put an image together, let's say in Canva, you would want to make sure you had at least a 750, and that's going to cover this whole entire area. But if you just want to put something in here, it's going to auto resize. What that means is if you uploaded an image in this particular section, it's going to auto resize to that 750. Okay. But if you wanted to split it up in, like, say 2 photos, I'll show you how that works. Now, if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat box if this isn't making any sense. Now, like Jason said, I do this all the time, so this does make sense to me. But for some of you, if I need to slow down or break it down, please let me know, and I'll do that for you. But I just wanted to show you there's only 3 different sizes that we have in here. So if you guys can write these down, it's going to help when you guys build your website. Okay. So for this particular image, if it's just one image, just throw an image in there. It will auto resize. But if you guys want to get specific, it's 750. I wrote this down. Yeah, 750 pixels, so 750 wide, and you can play with the height. Okay, so if you want to go a little bit higher, this is, I think, a 750 by, I believe, 600. But you guys can play with that and see how that works. So let's just change out this image right here. So I'm going to save this real quick so I have a picture of it. So I'm going to save that. And I would suggest you guys do that too. If you guys get rid of this image, you can take it out, it'll still show up, but you can still play with the images. So for example, if I went to my services page and there was an image on here that you get from us, say for example this one, if you just right click on it and save the image, you then can save that to your folder and you can make some manipulations to it. Okay, like you add your logo to it or put a header on it, whatever you want to do. But that's how you save those images. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go into my settings, and in order to change that image, I'm going to go over here. Okay. Let's go to our homepage first. Start with the homepage, because once you get this figured out, this is how it works with everything. So this particular image here, say I want to change this image. I'm going to save it real quick. But let's say I want to change this and I want to put 2 images side by side. Okay. So what I'm going to do to change this picture is I'm going to go into manage content, and then I'm going to go to my homepage. So click on this here, and you'll notice we scroll down, you're going to have that picture right here. So for example, this is called a second row. So you have a first row, second row, and third row. So if you look at my page, right, I have my header image, I have my first content area. So this is like a first row, which has a text plugin in it. Here's the second row that's got an image in it with some text. And then you have your third row that's got text, images, and text. Okay. Now let me show you what that means. So on the third row, we have text, image, text. Okay. So if you look at the third row, we got text, image, text. That's how that plays out. Okay. I know this sounds, if you guys are just getting into this, it makes more sense once you get in here, but this is like a heading. Okay. So this heading, let's say I wanted to change, let's get fit and healthy. Let's say, let's stay fit and healthy. You would just go into here and say text, and it says, let's get fit and healthy. Let's say, let's stay fit. Let's say we want to change this up, right? Stay fit and healthy. We want to save this at the corner and then hit save and continue editing, hit OK. And you'll notice now on that text section, once it saves up here, I can refresh it. And it's going to say, let's stay fit and healthy. Okay, so you can change that out. Now that was the text section. Okay, so back into here, third row, that's the text. So if you want to change that out, click on it, and you guys can fill that out right in here. Okay, you can change your stuff out. Now let's say, for example, we want to change that picture like I mentioned, right? So here's the picture. Now this is just one image that I broke down into 3, which you can do on Canva as well. But let's say we want to put a different image in there. We want to go into here. Say we want to change this out. Now, the way I would do it is I would go into Canva again. And let's say, for example, we wanted to put this image in there. I'm going to go change this up to, let's go 750 by 500, or let's say 600. Let's see what that looks like. That's kind of more of a square. Let's do that. I'm going to upload another image, and let's just say I'm going to always use the same image, guys, just because I don't have any other ones on here, but I'm going to fill this thing up all the way at the top. And what I usually do is I just kind of fill it up in one corner, and then I just drag it down. Okay, let's say that. Now that's going to be a one image, so that's a 750 by 600. So if I were to download that here, just download it, and I were to upload it into that section, okay? I'm gonna go back into that picture, right? And I'm gonna go choose file. And then I'm gonna use this one right here. That's the one we just did. And hit open. Make sure you go down to the bottom and you wanna keep it in the center. If not, it's gonna set, off to the left or to the right. I'm gonna save it in the center, hit save. And then save and continue editing, hit okay. And then once I refresh it, it's gonna change this image out, okay? And now you have a square image. Now this might be a little too tall for you, so you could play with, you can play with the sizing and stuff like that. So it's gonna kind of do an auto resize. I would probably stay in the, if you were to stay like 1,000, let's try this one more time and do rather than 600, let's just do a higher one. Let's like 1,000 by 600. And I'll show you what the auto resize does. Now remember guys, once you upload stuff, you guys can get rid of whatever you want. This doesn't mess with anything. It's just kind of showing you guys how you guys can manipulate your photos and stuff like that. I'm gonna download that now. Let me go back in here, and that's on the 3rd row. So let's change that picture out and see what the auto resize does. We'll go choose a file, and I think it's number 2. That looks like a little bit better size. See how it's a little bit more, it's a little wider. We can hit save, continue editing, okay. And then what I'm gonna do is once this saves, I'm gonna show you what it looks like and then refresh it, so you'll see the different sizing. So that's how it looks now. You'll notice how the way the picture is, it's a little higher than it is wide. So if I refresh it now, you'll notice how it fills that container. It looks a lot nicer, okay. So if you guys wanna stay with 1,000 by 600, it's gonna auto resize, so it's perfect. If you keep it at 750, that's basically the minimum requirements of what it is. So it's gonna do some weird resizing. So if you did 1,000 by 600, you're gonna get a nice looking image right here in the middle, okay? So if you guys wanna write that down, 1,000 by 600, that's gonna give you a pretty nice looking image right here in the middle, okay? So if you wanna say split this up, so you wanna have 2 photos side by side, okay, we're gonna do 370 and 370, okay? So if I were to put an image in here, and I don't know if you guys are gonna wanna do this or not. I always do this in Canva, but for some of you that had asked, you wanna put an image by an image, you can do that. But I would recommend in Canva doing it, like say for example, if you wanna put an image by an image, you could just, let's just delete that real quick. And let's say we wanna put an image in here. You'll notice there's some elements that they have. And these elements could, like say for example, could do a grid. And what that grid is, you can now put in an image here. So for example, let's say I want this image, I can just drop that there. And then let's say I want to do another image. Let's just say this one over here. So see how it made like a nice, it's a little split image. Now if you click on it, you can move, transparency and stuff, make it lighter or darker, whatever you want. But that's how you can split up the images. So if you wanted to do a 3 comma or a 3 column as well, you can do elements, see all. And this will give you like a 3 breakdown into 3s. I think there's another one in here. You can do a top photo and 2 images. But what you're just doing, you're taking 3 images and putting it into 1 image, so you don't have to worry about splitting them up. Okay, but I'm gonna show you how to do that here in a second. But let's say, for example, we wanted to do a 3 image, all 3 of them side by side. There was one that I used to create this. And let me try to find it for you guys real quick. Now, Canva's free. So you guys can go in here and build these yourself. And what's cool about Canva is it does all the sizing for you. And go figure, I'm not gonna be able to find the 3 by 3. But let's just say, for example, we wanna do like a top image and then 2 below it. So let me go back to the top here. And let's find, let's do this one right here. So for example, you have, we'll just go to my uploads, and let's say you want to put maybe training in there. I know that doesn't probably look, this isn't, I'm not a designer, but say we want to do something like that. And let's add a yoga picture over here, okay? So you'll notice how you have 3 pictures. Now if we were to download that here, it's still gonna be under 1,000 by 600. So it's still gonna give us a nice looking image. You want to do a little bit higher too, so it doesn't look pixelated too, guys. So 1,000, that's 1,000 pixels by 600 pixels. So it still gives it a nice depth. So you're not going to see a pixelated image. So once I have that downloaded, if I were to go back on my page and say we want to switch out that picture, this one to have that three images in there, we would just select that, hit open, and then hit save. Save and continue editing again. Once this is done, hit OK, and wait for it to save up here. And once I refresh it, you'll notice I have like a 3-image breakdown, okay? So if you guys said, listen, Brenda, I don't want to do that in Canva, I just want to have 2 images side by side, then I'll show you how to do that right now, okay? So you guys go in here, and you'll notice where it says picture. So what we're going to do here with the picture is we are going to go in and we are going to resize it, okay? We're going to resize it, and we want to do the width to be 370. And then, so 370, and then the height, I would probably do, let's say 400. And then hit save. And then what we'll do too is we have to add another image. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to want to do this because Canva makes it super simple to do, but I had a question over the weekend of how you can add 2 images. And so that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another picture. Okay, add a picture, hit add, plug in, and I want to put that right below the other one. Okay, and so let's choose another file. Let's say it was this one. We want to resize again. We want to go 370 by 400. And then hit save. And then I'm going to hit save here. That should auto put them side by side. All right. All right. Save and continue editing. Okay. And what you'll notice, if I go back here and refresh, you'll notice they're side by side. Okay. See how it's squatted the image? So it's squatting these images side by side because it's taking the 370 and splitting them for you. You'll notice there's that bar in there, which I particularly don't like the way that looks. So you need to go into Canva and do like a 370 by 400, and then it won't kind of auto resize in there. But that's how you would split the image. Now you'll notice on here, it's still the same width, right? So it's still the same length. It looks better in my opinion splitting them up here. So for example, if we wanted to go back into that 2, and I just hit delete on that. If I go back to elements and I said, hey, I just want to do a 2 image side by side, then I would just select this here, and then I would do my images that way. So it's a lot easier to do. So for that, and let's just throw another image, this one over here. All I'm doing is dragging it over, right? And then when I hit download, then what I'll do is rather than doing that, splitting that image up right here, I'm just going to delete that one image, hit OK. And all that's doing is deleting that image there. Now I'm going to click on the image that I resized, and I want to get rid of the resize. I want to clear this out. So it does my resizing for me. Choose a file, and it's going to be that side-by-side image. Hit OK. Hit save. Make sure you keep it on center. Hit save. And then save and continue editing. OK. And then what you'll notice, you guys, is I'll show you before and after once it saves. So that's what it looks like right now, how it looks real squatty in there. Well, once I refresh it, you'll notice how the image looks a lot clearer. Okay. Now you guys can play with the elements in Canva. That's how I'd recommend doing it. You guys have any questions on that, reach out to support. But I just wanted to show you every element's the same way. So if you wanted to put a 2 image up here, it's exactly the same process. What you would find is this is the second row. You would go down to the second row, and you'll notice this picture here, right, is right in this image. That's the image right here on the second row. Okay. Now your text is below it. So you have your image, and then you have your text. Okay. So then you can go in there and change all of your text, which would then change this right here at the bottom. Okay. So that's how you do it on every single page. So you remember there's a row here, a content row, which we'll see here, your content, is right here, the first row, and welcome. And then we have it formatted this way, so it shows up. Basically, you don't have to worry about it. You just want to swap it out. So for example, you want welcome, you want to change the welcome. Just go in here and change this here. And then the formatting stays the same, okay? So if you go in here and start changing with the paragraphs and all that type of stuff, it will change this format. So if you want to just change welcome to whatever you want to put in there, just put, you know, click into here and then change it this way. So if I said, hi, I'm going to go into here and say, welcome to PT Fitness. Okay. Now this is a demo site, you guys, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Is once you go in there and save it, my content was saved successfully. So I'm going to go back and hit save at the bottom. And then once we refresh it, you'll notice it's going to say welcome to PT Fitness. Let me refresh it. So basically that's what it stays the same. So it's going to keep the formatting same. It's just going to change the wording. Okay. So that's how you would change that first content area. Now for you that have used the old add this plugin, I want to show you, if you go to add this, I think I saved add this plugin. We do have this inside of the help desk as well for you guys, but you'll see that add this is right here. So if I click on add this and I were to sign up for a free account, if you click on this here, you can get started for free. And what that's going to do is you can go in there, you can change up how your plugin looks. But when you sign up for PT Enhance, you're going to already have the add this plugins already installed. So let me walk you through real quick on what that looks like. Okay, so if you notice over here on the top right hand side, you're going to see this head code, which says third-party code block. It says add this plugin. Okay, what this is here is this is going to be your actual embed code. Okay, now the embed code is what you need to do to have this on your page. Okay, so let's just do this real quick. I'm going to pause my screen and I'm going to show you the add this dashboard. Okay, so all right. You'll notice that over here, if I were to get out of this, my site. So if you go to addthis.com and you were to sign up for, you know, an account, like I said, it's free. What you'll notice is once you're in here, you have your account settings and all that good stuff. You're going to want to add a new tool, and that new tool you're going to have, once you click on it, you're going to have share buttons, follow buttons, related posts, all a bunch of stuff that you can put on here. The ones that I created was a follow button. Okay, so if I click follow button, it's going to give me a header or an inline code. Okay, inline is going to be more of, if I were to select on this, it's going to be more inside your page. I wanted the floating header, which is that, you know, header you see at the top. Okay, so if you were to select header and hit continue, I'm not going to do that because I already have it. It's going to give you this. Okay, and if you go into settings, you can go over here and you can add your services. Okay, so I added the Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So you would go add more services. Let's say, for example, you wanted Pinterest on there. You could select Pinterest, and then you would just put your username, you know, Pinterest.com, whatever your username is. And then once you hit update tool, what you'll notice is once I'm on my page now, once I refresh it, you're going to see a Pinterest logo pop up. Okay, so you see the Pinterest logo now. Now, what it does is, let's say for Instagram, if I click on that, it's going to then take me to an Instagram page. Okay, so you need to make sure when you're in your tool over here that once you add the Instagram, you want to put your Instagram handle. So for example, I created an Instagram page a couple weekends ago for you guys on a live training. And when I went to the Instagram, let me just go back to Instagram real quick. I just created it for you guys. I don't use it. But what I end up doing is you'll notice once I go to my page, it gives me that URL. Okay, so Instagram/PT Enhance. So I would just copy that and I would put that in here. Okay, so it's /PT Enhance. So you'll see /PT Enhance. So I would select that. And then I would add that to my add this. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little confused here. I would put the PT Enhance handle there. Okay, so same thing with your Facebook page. You're going to put whatever your username is, LinkedIn and Pinterest. Once you hit update tool, then it's automatically going to show up on your page. Now, for you guys that want to switch this header image out, you'll notice under settings, see how it sits a little bit lower? What I found when I was doing this over the weekend is if I don't drop it down a little bit, what happens is it gets stuck in the header, okay? So I needed to drop it down a little bit, and I'll show you what that means. You'll see there's a layout positioning right here, position. You want to drop it to like 110, okay? So for example, if I go back to 0 and hit update tool, you'll notice when I go back to my page, let me log out here. You'll notice it's up top. See how it's at top of the login? So you want to drop it down about 110 points so it falls down here. So let's go back in. Actually, I'm not gonna log in yet. I'll go back into one here in settings, and let's go to 110 again. So let's just put like, just hold it down until it gets about 100, 110. I did 110 because it looked pretty good there. I update the tool. And then when I go back into here and refresh it, you'll notice it's going to drop down. 1 second. Refresh again. What did it do? Give me a second, guys. 110, update tool. Let's try it one more time. Might be a caching issue, guys, too. Let me log in, and yeah, see now it dropped down. So you want to keep it. And what's cool about it too is it floats. So you'll notice it's always going to stay there. Okay. So if you guys are wanting to use Pinterest, Instagram, all that good stuff, we don't ever recommend embedding. I know Instagram doesn't do embedding on pages. A lot of people say, hey, I want to have my Instagram feed show up on my page. What you'll notice, that slows your website down extremely, a lot slower than it should be. But also it's a distraction too. So if you have someone on your page, you don't want them going straight to Instagram or looking at your page and looking at Instagram feeds. You want them to stay there. This is going to allow them to follow you. So you're going to build your following up. It's going to take them right to the page you want them to click to follow you. Okay. So those are very, very helpful. We switched it over from over here on the left-hand side because you'll notice this isn't going to mess up anything on mobile. Okay. So if you guys have questions on that too, I'm going to be adding this to the help desk area. But go to addthis.com, set up an account. And once you set up an account, then you can go through here and you will get your code as well. So for example, if I go into account settings, they just switched this stuff up to you guys. This is brand new, which I encountered over the weekend. See how it says get the code? So if you go in your account, just get the code, then you're going to copy this code right here. So you'll notice this, you want to copy that. And then you're going to put that inside your account. Let me show you where that's at here. We log in. Manage content. And you'll notice you want to go into your home page, not the header. You'll see this header code at the top. This head code. You just want to paste. It's going to already have the Add This plugin. If you deleted it, just reach out to us and we can show you how to put it back in. But anyone that has signed up to PT Enhance with the website, you're going to have that head code in there. So just paste that right here. And once you paste it, hit save. And then what that's going to do is that's going to put that code on your page. And you'll notice that every page you go to, go back over here to my page, like my about section, it's going to stay on every single page. Okay. And what that does, it's the head code. It's staying on your heading. So you're going to see that on every single page. Okay. Now on the shop, it's not going to be on the shop because that's actually on the back end, but you will have the follow plugin on every one of your pages that you put on there. Okay. So just make sure, go to addthis.com, set up an account, and then you go into your tool. So once you're in here, go back into my site. This gives you statistics too, which is really cool. It's going to show you how many visits you have, how many shares, followers, which is really cool. Okay. A lot of this stuff for me is, for doing my demos, but you'll have a nice little breakdown to analytics on your website as well. It's going to show you where a lot of your content's coming from, your visits are coming from as well. Your social shares, referring domains, all that good stuff. Okay. So not only does the Add This plugin help with the share tool, but it also gives you some nice analytics as well. Okay. Profile. You can add profiles and all that good stuff. But Add This does have their own information that you can go through, some tutorials and stuff, and figure some stuff out. But I just wanted to show you how to get the tool on there and make the adjustment. Okay. Jason, can you look at the chat box, make sure everyone there's no questions regarding the tool? I know this is something that you're probably not familiar with, but I want to make sure that these guys can get the code on their page and get those share buttons on there. So let me know if that's they have any questions regarding that.
Will do.
And I can move forward. Let me go back to my account. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go into. So you'll notice your site analytics and tools. Make sure that you guys have. I would do the header like I did. Now, for example, if you guys want to shut it off, you would just click this little button and it shuts it off, and you don't have to worry about deleting any code on your site. You just would uncheck this box here, and what that did is it just got rid of your tool. Okay. So if I go back to my page and I hit refresh, the tool's gone. Okay. Now you want to go back and turn it back on. What you have to do is just go back in and add the tool again. And there's an easier way to do this. So I probably should have done it that way, but we got Facebook, Twitter. Let's do Instagram. And you can rearrange them to what shows first. So I want Instagram, Facebook. Let's do Twitter. And let's do Pinterest again. Hit activate. And we want to do positioning. So you guys, next time you do it, you can go deactivate rather than delete it. That's why I should have. They've just changed this option on here. So let's hit activate tool now. And what you can do is you can hit, I believe, no.
Hey, Brandon, we do have a question while you're doing that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where do we access my site? Is it a separate service they need to sign up for, or where do they actually find this?
Add this thing.
Yeah, you were on. It said my site on the top left there.
Yeah. So when you guys go to addthis.com, you want to go to add this and then get started. Basically, what you need, you want to set up a free account, and that's going to take you into a page where you can create your own stuff. And once you do, let me go back. Once you actually create your account, you're going to be in the same thing that I'm in right now. So, for example, if I go back to, let me just update the tool real quick. My site right here, what that's going to show is once you put that code in here, this is now it's going to be on your website, your PT Enhanced site, right? So once you go into your Add This now, when you go to my site, it's going to be your, basically your PT Enhanced site. It's going to give you all your information that you're putting in because you're taking code, this code right here, right? You're installing this code on the website. And once you copy this in and you put it in your PT Enhanced site, right, and hit save, what it's doing is it's taking all the data from your website. So for example, here, anyone that lands on here or shares or goes to your Facebook page, it's just tracking that and it's putting it in your information right here on Add This, okay? So it's giving you all of your activity, who shared it, follows. Now mine's a demo site, so it doesn't, this is just people that are coming on for the live trainings, but you'll have people that are referring. So for example, if you have somebody that's been referring to, you can reach out to them and possibly work out a joint venture with them, or you put ads on their website, whatever you want to do. This just gives you data on who is going to your website, okay? And then the top referring domains, obviously PT Enhanced is #1, Google, and then obviously your social share sources. Just gives you a nice little breakdown on things that are going in your business, okay? Now, desktop and mobile, all my live trainings are on desktop, so that's why you'll see a big bump there. But I do show people how to do it on mobile as well, okay? So it just really just breaks down who's going to your website and kind of giving you guys some statistics and analytics on how things are looking on your website. Okay, now Google Analytics does the same thing, but Add This is a little bit more user-friendly and really gives you the data that I think most of us really need. They don't need to break stuff down into granular details. So then, like I said, this is a free tool, okay? So go to addthis.com, sign up for an account. Once you do that, build your tool. So you want to do the add new tool and do the follow button, and you're going to want to do this header tool here. Set that up, and then once you're done, just hit save tool at the bottom, and then put your code in. Okay, when you say get the code, this is the code for your website. Okay, just copy this here and paste it, and you're going to paste it in this area right here. So if you guys forgot where that was at, you're going to go into manage content, and it's going to be on your homepage. Okay, so homepage, and then it's going to be in the head code. So you'll see it right here at the top, head code, and we're already going to have a third-party code block in here for you, and this is pre-filled out. So once you go and you get your account from us to PT Enhance, we're going to have code that's already in there from ours. So you want to make sure you want to swap that out and put yours in there. Okay, so you're going to take your code from your site from here, copy that, and then you're going to paste it in here. And once you paste that and hit save, then it's going to take your code, put it on your PT Enhance site, and then start getting those statistics for you. Okay, make sure you hit save though when you're done. Hit save, and then save and continue editing, and then hit OK, and that's going to save that section. And then that code now is on your PT Enhance website. Okay, if you guys have questions, reach out to support, and I'm going to put documentation for you guys as well, so you guys can figure that stuff out. I wanted to make sure you guys saw that, because I've got a lot of requests over, I say, last 3 or 4 months on getting Instagram following on your page. So now it's there. Okay.
Perfect. And just to be clear, the name of the site is Add This. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So if you guys look at my website right now, let me just sign out real quick. You're going to go to addthis.com. Okay. Addthis.com, and then you're going to go get started. It's free. And then you just sign up for your account. And then once you get your account going, you're going to create your tool. Once you create your tool, they get your code. Now, I'd probably just get the code first, because once you create your account, it's going to create that account and that code. Let's just log in real quick. They make it a little bit difficult to log in. I remember that. And that's why I save it, guys. So once you do that, I think it's dashboard. It's probably right here. There it is. Sign in. Yeah, so once you create your account, I would just go get the code, get your code right away. Because once you get your code, it doesn't really matter. Like once you put this in your website, you go add your tools. It's just going to update that code. Okay, so if you guys, like I said, if you guys have any questions regarding that stuff, let us know. But addthis.com, set up an account, put your code in your site, and then create your tool, and then you're good to go. And then anytime you want to go back to your analytics, go to your site and figure out information, you can do that way too. I know there's some more stuff they have on analytics as well that you can get a little bit more granular on. But for this, for this live training, I just want to show you how you guys can set it up. Okay. The other thing that we're going to do too today is you'll notice on the website when you go back to the pages, these sections. So for example, if you wanted to add a new section, let me go back to my home page. So we have, our main image. We have, this is first row, another row. Let's say we want to add another image below this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my manage content. I'm going to go to home page, and let's say I want to add a row. The way to add a row is you'll see right here, there's a template. It says 3 row, 4 row, 5 row, and 6 rows. So we only give you guys 6 rows. Okay. The reason why we only go 6 rows is because you don't want a ton of information on your pages. People get scrolling and lost. You want to keep it short and concise. So for example, you'll notice on this website right here, there is a 1, 2, 3 rows. And you'll notice the rows are determined by color. So we have this kind of the gray is 1 row, white's another row, and then the other gray is a 3rd row. So let's say we wanted to add another image below this. We want a 4-row column on the home page. So we'd go to 4 row, okay, hit OK. And once we do that, we're going to want to just hit save, continue editing again, hit OK. And this is just change the template for the home page. You'll notice now when I go to my home page, where's it at over here, and I refresh it, you're going to see now there's a white bar down here because it's another row, but we haven't added any content to it, okay? If I go to my About page, you're gonna see just a 2 row, okay? So it's just 1 and 2. There's only 2 rows on here, okay? So if I, for example, go into my About page, you're gonna see the template is gonna say 2 rows. See, it's a 2-row column. So if you wanna add more rows to a page, you need to do it on each page, okay? So for example, we are on the home page right now, and I just added another row, which you'll see now it's a 4-row column. So we go down here, we have our first row, which is our content row, our second row, our third row, and our fourth row is empty. So let's say, for example, we want to add I know I went over this before, but we want to add a video. Let's say we want to add a Vimeo plugin or YouTube video to our page. Now, if it's a YouTube video, then you want to go to Video Embed, okay? Hit Add Plugin. And I don't have a YouTube, I don't have a, let's just do fitness. I don't have my page up. So I'm gonna, let's say for example, I'm gonna do, let's say this is the video we wanted on our page, okay? I'm gonna hit share, get the embed code. And what I'm gonna do is on that, now that embed page right here, video, we just wanna put the URL there, okay? So that, and then it's gonna automatically resize it for us. And then we're gonna hit save. Hit save and continue editing, okay. And then you'll notice on my page, if I were to refresh the home page, and that's the About page. We wanna go back to the home page. You'll see the video at the bottom. So that's the video. So it automatically resizes it, so it's perfect width, okay? So it's gonna have that video on there. If you wanted to go in and change, you know, the dimensions, make it bigger or whatever, all you need to do on that plugin is down here. You can go in here and resize it, okay? You can change this to, like, let's say, you know, 500 by 500. Hit save. Save, continue editing, hit okay. And then what's gonna do is just gonna make it larger. You know, we set it for 320 because it's a nice size. But once that's done saving, you know, hit refresh. And you're gonna see it's a bigger image, okay? So if you wanna do a 500 by 500, that's fine. Now, let's say, for example, you guys use Vimeo. Vimeo is a little bit different. We're gonna have to use the embed code on that. So for example, on here, we're gonna take that out. Okay, we don't want YouTube in there. We want Vimeo. So we're gonna hit okay. And we're gonna add a third-party code block. And we're gonna hit add plugin. And then we're gonna put Vimeo so we know what it is. And let's say, for example, this is my Vimeo account. It's a video I did for the Czech students. So you'll notice that I don't want to take the actual link. I want to take the embed code. So I want to copy the embed code, which it just copied, and I'm going to paste that here, okay? So I'm going to paste that there, hit save. Save, continue editing, hit okay. And then what you'll notice now, I know most of you guys are going to be using YouTube, but for those that do have Vimeo, I wanted to make this video for you. Hit refresh, and it will now be an embed there. Notice how it's small. Same exact thing. You'll notice if you go into the third-party code block, it's a little bit different. Now we're working on the new software. We're going to make these plugins a little easier, but you'll notice how it says 640 by 360. You can make this wider. Okay, so you can make this let's say like 800 by, I don't know, say 450 or something like that, and then hit save. And then that's just going to make it larger. Okay. We go in here and refresh it. All right, so we make the image, you know, larger. So now it's the same. It's basically the same width as everything else. Okay, that's for Vimeo. That's an embed, so you can embed Vimeo or plugins right on your page. Doing it that way. If there's any other like if you guys have something else, another software you guys use, or something you want to embed, just reach out to support@ptenhance.com. They can help you with that. Over the years, I've only had a few requests for that. Most it's been video. YouTube's been big. Vimeo's now catching up. But you know, with Canva, add this. Really, you guys can build a nice looking website, get some statistics on there, and you don't need to hire any developers or anything like that. Okay. So
Brandon,
yeah.
Back, the question is, where do we determine how many rows we want on PT Enhanced site? You had 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. Is there a way to determine how many you want?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Whoever answered that or asked that, I appreciate you asking that question. So basically how this works is this. When it comes to sections, like content on websites, it's not necessarily like how many rows that you want. It's just allowing it to break up the page. So for example, if I put a bunch of text, and let's just do that. So if I put, really, I wanted all of it to be in the gray area. So you'll look at a website and you'll look at things that break up, like this is gray and this is white, and then it goes down to the footer. Websites are built based on sections and rows and content. Okay, so when we design websites, we try to go out and look at the most optimized and the best performing websites, because what you're wanting to do is bring your customer or prospect to a website and have really clear and concise call to actions. You don't want to confuse them. So what we've noticed, there's websites out there that's got stuff all over the page. And what we've seen, and even the statistics that have came back, is a confused mind does nothing. Okay. And so what we did was we wanted to give you guys like rows. So this kind of breaks it up. If I had everything in the white area, it doesn't, my mind, when it looks at the page, it kind of blurs everything together. If you look at it now, it kind of segments your content on your website. And what that allows the prospect or your client to see is a systematic approach or a layout, right? And so what we've done is we've added only 6 rows. So you only can add 6 rows. There's no point to have more than that. I think the most rows that we see on websites are 4, but we did want to give you guys a couple extra. So you don't have to go in, and let me go into my, let me go to a page real quick and I'll show you like my health tips page. I don't think I really have much on here. You guys are going to basically the same thing. So you'll notice on the health tips page, right? It's a text plugin and an image. Okay. So let's say, for example, you didn't want, you wanted all of your content on one page, like you just want it to be all gray. Then you would have just one row. Okay. And let me show you what that looks like. Go back to the health tips, and that's going to bring up my health tips page. And you'll notice I have the content and I have a second row. Okay. So let's say we wanted to add another text plugin. And I'm actually going to take the same text out of this one. Save to make things a little easier. Saving to editing. And what I did was, let's say I just wanted to have one row. Now, one row just means, hey, you have a one page. There's no breaks in it. And let's say we added more text to it. So see how you notice how I just added text and I wanted to get rid of this down here. Let's just pretend I deleted it. Okay. I don't want to delete it now because I don't want to add it back, but you'll notice when you go to your page, let me log out. So when you go to your page, you're going to have your header and you're going to have basically one section. You'll notice when you look at the page right now, your eye there's not really a focal point. Okay. It's basically just, you're looking at just the main images, the 4 images, probably the first thing you look at. And a lot of this other stuff kind of gets drowned out. So why we put in rows is we break it down so it gives your prospect or your client a focus. Like it's kind of like walking them through an actual page, right? So we do that by breaking them up into rows. So let's say, for example, we wanted to add on this a 4-row element. We hit 4-row. Reason why it's giving me a 404, guys, I need to log back in. Okay, so let me go back to my page real quick and log in. So log in. Once you guys log out, I had logged out so I can show you the full header. You have to log back in. Else you'll get a 404. So we'll go back to manage content. We'll go back to the about area or the health tips. We'll add a couple more rows in there. So it's 2 row. Let's go a 4. Let's just do a 5 row so you guys can see what that's going to look like. Oh, hit save. Always hit save and continue editing at the bottom, and then hit OK, just so it actually saves the template. You want to go back in here, and now when we refresh this, you'll notice there's going to be a bunch of, see how there's a white, a gray, a white, a gray. Those are rows, and that's what you want to break. From what we looked at with optimization and website developers, this is the statistics that they gave us on how you should be breaking down websites. Okay, and so if you want to do the rows, there's not a formula, I guess, of what Jason, the question is asking, how many rows should you put on your site? We did it based on the statistics that we got from web developers or website design. And they say 4 to 5 is perfect. You don't really want any more than that because you get too long of pages, and you really want to be segmented. So for example, on this health tips page, let's go in there real quick and add, I want to take that one text plugin that I put in out. So let's get rid of, there's no good or bad. So that's the one I want to get rid of. So get rid of that. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a text, a picture. I'm going to have a text. Maybe I want to add another picture. Okay, let's do another picture here. And once I add a picture, I want to click on it. That's the wrong one. I want to go into add plugin. Sorry, guys. That's going to open up this. And let's just add this image here, okay? Hit save. Now, guys, I know this isn't the sexy side of the software. I know this is kind of boring. I like doing this type of stuff. So if you guys get bored on this, please let me know. But what we're doing is, and that's why the templates that we've created for you was based on the recommendations from web designers. So you guys can just swap your content out. You don't have to worry about layouts. That's why we did it that way. But if you look at health tips now and I refresh it, you'll notice things are going to change. It's going to look a lot cleaner. And already you've noticed that we see this pop up at the bottom and the layout starting to look a little bit more congruent as, hey, we have some text, an image, and now we have some other things below that. So maybe this is a call to action button to sign up for a plugin. And let's just do that real quick. Let's say we want to have them do a, let's do a sign up, add plugin. And I'm just going to leave it as that. I'm not going to, I've done these before with you guys. So I'm just going to hit save, continue editing, hit OK. And what we'll notice is now when we hit refresh, and I do, guys, I know it's getting long. I know there's a few people, you guys are still on here. I want to show you the landing page I just created too. So you'll notice how things change a little bit. Okay. So you'll notice now download our ebook, or this could be, hey, download your free checklist, or download a health history form, and you guys could send them a health history form, whatever you guys are doing. When they put their email, their first name and last name in, what then is going to happen is it's going to send them whatever you attach to this ebook. Okay, so I've done this before, but I'll just go over it real quick with you. On the ebook, you just want to add, you want to upload here, you want to choose an ebook, so you're going to choose whatever the PDF is. You're going to go in here and add your PDF, whatever that may be. Once you hit OK and hit save, it's going to automatically save them as a contact. That's going to send them whatever this file is right here. Okay. But when it comes to the actual, the sections and rows, I guess the long way of saying it is you don't need a bunch of them. I would keep them, I'd keep maybe 2 to 3 rows max, because you got to remember you have your home page, about page, services. You don't want to go to a services page and have 5 different rows of a bunch of content. Okay. So try to keep it short. You've noticed the templates that we've given you. We've broken down, I think the first page is 4 and everything else is 2 rows. Okay. That being said, there's no rhyme or reason for it. You'll notice I still have 2 extra rows I can add content to. But for this example, I'm just going to delete those. So, and how that works is we only want 3 rows now. So we have 3 rows.
I think that's what he was asking. Where do we determine how many rows we want?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's a template. Okay. So these are your rows. You have 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, 5 rows, or 6 rows. So for example, we want 3 rows. We hit 3, and then hit save and continue editing at the bottom. And what you'll notice is now on your page. Now this is just for the health tips page. You have to do this on every single page. So the health tips page, if I refresh it, you'll notice these are going to disappear at the bottom because now I only have 3 rows. And the first row you'll notice is right here. This is the first row, the gray. Second row is the white, and the third row is the gray again. Okay, so that's how you guys can determine how many rows. And now on my home page, I think it's got 4. And on the home page, this isn't considered a row. That's your header image. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay. I do want to show you guys real quick, because I know this question was asked quite a bit, is we did do a new landing page. And this landing page, you'll notice down here, I added just a video, and I'm actually going to show it in the navigation so I can show you guys what it is. Once this logs up, you'll notice if I go to if I refresh now, I have a landing page. Now you guys don't want to put this in your header, okay? This landing page is what I created for you guys, so you guys can use now. What I did was I took a video. So let's say, for example, you guys are out on social media, Facebook, Instagram. This could be a video about yourself, and maybe if it's a challenge that you're doing, or if you're out wanting to promote your business, maybe it's a new program or what you do. This is a video of yourself, and then you're just telling them to download the quick start guide below. Okay, so whatever that may be. Now this web page looks a lot different than what our old web. I don't know if you guys are on the old versions, but this looks a lot more updated. Now this is just what the current templates look like. We are having, like I said, a new landing page being built that's got a little bit more functionality that we are looking at, trying to get out probably the next couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. But for right now, I've had, I'd say probably 25 trainers email me saying, hey, can you just show me how to do a quick landing page so I can get a video on there and then a download. And so that's what this looks like. So I'm going to show you that real quick so I can answer those questions for you guys. So when you go create a page, let's just go back to my manage content area. If you want to add a page, all you need to do is go into here, add another page, and let's just call this landing page 2. Now remember, when you're creating it, it's actually creating a URL as well. So let's say maybe this is going to be a checklist download. So let's say checklist download, or whatever it is you're giving away. Maybe it's a an assessment download or whatever. You'll notice that the slug is changing what that URL is going to look like. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you type in your ptfitness.ptdance.com or whatever your URL is, it's going to say / checklist download. So that URL, you kind of want to give them something that they know. So once they go to that URL, it makes sense to them. But for this example, when I put checklist, and maybe it's a download, it's going to put that in the slug area. We want to select 2-row content. We want the first row to be either a video or a text plugin, whatever that may be, and then the download. So it's going to be a 2-row content. And then we're going to hit save and continue editing. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that this is saved. We want to show the page on the site, and we don't want to have this on the navigation. Okay, and the reason why is because when you send out like a URL or some type of landing page, it's never going to be in your header navigation because it's just a link that they have to get from you. Okay, so if you go into show page on site, hit save, continue editing, hit OK. Now we're going to build the page. And once we build this page, as it saves, our first row, like our content row, is going to be maybe a video. And that video, let's say it's a YouTube embed. Okay, YouTube embed, hit add plugin. And I want to do what we did before. Let's just do maybe 750 by 750. Actually, I'm just going to do 800 by 800. So it fills it all up. And then I'm going to find, let's say it was this one again. Now you guys are going to want to put obviously your own video in here, but I'm just using this for an example. And put the code in there. Now Vimeo is exactly the same way, you guys. So if you look at the video I did before, it will show you how to do that as well. And then the alignment, I want to put it in the center and hit save. And then I want to put my plugin below it. That's the ebook sign up plugin. Okay, hit add plugin. And then you could just say maybe checklist download. And this is just for you so you know what it is. You get multiple, we do have trainers on multiple plugins and downloads and stuff. So And then you want this to say download our checklist. Because that's going to be the heading, right? And then we want to make this probably large as we can, 30. And then we would want to upload whatever that's going to be. I'm not going to do that right now. And hit save and continue editing. Hit OK. And then I'll show you what that's going to look like. Now I go view on site. So this is going to be able to view. So you have now this is pretty big. I'd probably drop this down a little bit. You guys can play with the sizes of it. Let's just do that while we're here. Let's go back to maybe 400. Let's go 450 by 450 or something like that. Or 450 by 600. And now there's no rhyme or reason here, guys. Just play with it and see what it looks like. And then you'll be good to go. Let's go back here. Once it saves, refresh. There we go. And the reason why is when they go to this page, you want them to see the download right below it. And that's called above the fold or below the fold. And before, when we did that, you didn't see the downloader checklist. You want to make sure that they see what they're going to be downloading. So that's probably a pretty good size to use. And then what happens is once they put their email, their first name, their last name in and sign up, they're going to get that PDF from you. And then they're added as a contact. And once they do that, I've showed you guys this before, they're going to land, if you go into a members area, they're going to land in your contacts area here, okay? So I did this the other day, signed up for the ebook, and it put me here, okay? So once they sign up, you will see all of those signups under your contacts, and then from there you can upload, you upgrade them to a client. So you can upgrade them to a client or not, or reach out to them. You will have all their email address. So if you want to, export this out to a CSV, you can have all their emails and go from there. Okay. But guys, hopefully that helps. I know I got a little bit deep on, the website stuff, but it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while now because we just released a new template. So I hope this was helpful. Jay, is there any questions that?
Yeah, Brandon, thank you. Perfect. We are stretching over the hour, so we're going to go rapid fire. I have 2 questions for you. One, can PT Enhance be set up as a standalone website so it can be found via Google? At the moment, I got it as a link for my current website.
Can you kind of repeat that? What do you mean by?
Yeah, can PT Enhance be set up as a standalone website so it can be found via Google?
Yeah, so the best way to do that, you guys, if you guys want to do any type of search engine optimization or anything like that, you'll notice when you sign up for PT Enhance, we give you a subdomain. What a subdomain is, obviously, you're going to have a .ptenhance.com. And what that is you don't have to go out and get a custom domain from GoDaddy or Namecheap or some domain provider. We do that for a reason. We have trainers that when they first come on, they don't know how to set up domains. They've never done it before. So we wanted to give them an opportunity to actually have a marketing website live right when they sign up. So the way you guys would do that is you'd have to go to GoDaddy or because I guess the point is if I typed in PT, PT fitness, whatever, it's a subdomain. So PT Enhance is going to show up first in Google ranking. So a subdomain is not going to help you guys out. You guys would need to go to like GoDaddy or some type. Let's just show you that real quick. You just go to GoDaddy, and then once you find a domain that you want to use, let's say for example, I put Brandon. Let's put Brandon's Fitness. Let's see if it's available. Probably is. So it's available, right? So brandonsfitness.com is available. And that's what I wanted to call my business. All I need to do is go add a cart, buy it. And then once I have that domain now, go over here to support, reach out to support and let them know that you want to switch over your domain. So go over here and basically put in here. I bought brandonsfitness.com. What I need to do to upgrade it. They'll walk you through how to do it. If you do see over here under video support library, there is some documentation under marketing website, domains and SEO. And this is how to set up a custom domain, okay? But we have to still do some stuff on the back end. So I always recommend reaching out to support, letting them know, and they'll kind of walk you through that process. But the reason why you guys do that would be a standalone website. What that means is now when you go to your website, brandonsfitness.com, it's going to show this website. It's going to show your website that we have. We still host it. It's just you're using now for search engine and ranking. You're now putting out your custom domain, and then now you can be searched. Okay, so subdomains is just what it is. You can't, because we have thousands of people that use PT Enhance. So there's 1,000 websites out there at least that have .ptenhance.com. Okay, and so the way search engines work is you're going to only be able to be searched and found under your own custom domain. Hopefully, Jason, that's what you're asking.
Yes. Okay. Second question. If I change the main layout for the modern, so we're going from old to new.
Yeah.
The website, would it keep my information, or will I have to get totally new templates?
Yeah, no, that's what's cool about it is when you're in your colors and settings tab. Now, whoever asked that question, have you already done a bunch of modifications on your site? Like, have you already done a bunch of things to it? What I mean by that is, have you swapped out photos and
Yes, a lot.
A lot? Okay. What's going to happen is when I did it on mine, I had a lot of stuff on mine as well. And once I clicked over to modern, I selected the template I wanted. And once I selected the template and hit save, what you'll notice is if there's stuff that's not on the page, what's going to happen most likely is going to add everything into one row. So I would just do this. Whoever asked that, please email Brandon at ptenhance.com. I'll look at your website for you. And then I'll handle that with you and I on that side of it. The short answer is it's supposed to work perfectly and go over, but I added a bunch of content on mine too, and it just added everything to one row. So once I basically selected, because I had a horizontal theme, I went to modern, I selected theme 4, and then I hit submit at the bottom. What happened then is I went to my website, I was missing a bunch of content. And the reason why is because I had to add everything to, I had to switch out my my template. I only had one row on it when I switched over. So for example, I only had one row here, but when I added the other rows, everything showed back up, if that makes sense. So just let me know what your, just shoot me an email and I'll go through it and I'll make sure that everything works for you, I guess is the easiest way. But I've been testing it, and so has our dev team, and it's worked perfectly. But if you've done a lot of stuff on there, I don't want it to mess anything up. I don't think it will, but just want to throw that out there to you.
Okay, well, thank you. One more. Just signed up to the addthis.com that we talked about. I don't see the IG plugin. Do you have to add it on there, or is it available?
Yeah, did you go to tools? Did you go to tools? Did you do the header? If you go to like add new tool and you go into follow buttons and we do a header, we want to select that, hit continue. You'll hit add more services and Instagram's in there. I mean, it's on mine.
Perfect.
And so when I type in Instagram, it shows up. You know what you guys might want to do too? If you go in Google and type in Instagram, add this plugin to website or something like that. So see how it says right here? It says Instagram follow buttons, add this. Click on that, and it might just automatically add it to add this. I think that's what I did. I went into here, and then it says it says activate, and click activate, and then it will give you that. That's what you have to do. So let me show you guys how that works. Go to Instagram, add this plugin in Google, and once you have your add this account set up, you'll see this right here. It says Instagram follow button. Click on that, and then it's going to say Instagram follow button. Click activate, and once you activate it, then it's going to add it to because you can add Facebook Messenger, you can do Snapchat. There's a bunch of things that you can do on there, but just go in there and click activate, and then that's going to take you right to that tool. Okay, so now you're in that tool. Then you can start adding all your other stuff in there. But I think that's what I had to do, Jason, when I first did it. I don't know if I found it either, and then you have to activate it on an Instagram site or something like that. But
That's it.
Did that work?
Yep.
Okay. Guys, last thing too is you'll notice on your websites, like for example, when you click log in, so if I log out, I'm going to put this on, so like see how this image has changed? This image is in colors and settings. Okay, and so this image right here is 730 by 770. Okay, so that's 730 by 770. What I did is I just went into Canva again, and I went 730 by 770. 730 by 770, and I created this image. Okay, and where you're going to find that is when you go into customize, colors and settings. I'll log back in. You'll notice it's down here at the bottom. So login image, you want to put that here. And what that's going to give you is your own custom image. So when someone goes to log into your website, right, the client side of stuff, when they click login, see, I got 2 plugins now and I got to delete that. It's going to show this because on our template, it might have a picture of that yoga person, or it might have a picture of something different. So to change that login screen, you want to go and do the 730 by 770, and you can add your logo, or if you want to be an all black image or whatever, this is where you would add that image right here. Okay, so let me show you one more time just so you guys see it. Go to colors and settings, and it's right below your header background image. Okay, so it's right here, login image. It's right here. Okay, and then when you just want to upload that, and then once you have that uploaded, just hit submit, and then that changes. Now you guys will notice too on mine, I have a little favicon icon up here. That's uploaded right here, custom favicon. Do them like 160 by 160. All that's going to show is when someone's on your website, it has a nice little image on the tab. Like you'll notice, like Gmail has that, Instagram has that. That's called a favicon, and you can add those to your website as well. So if you have your own logo, you can upload that right here under custom favicon. Okay, so guys, hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to us. I know it's a little longer than normal, but just really wanted to show you guys the new website templates, the landing pages, we're really close, guys. The new release of the first version of the new software is coming out. They're testing right now. The new mobile version looks awesome. It's like an app. Looks really, really cool. It's going to be on staging here shortly. There's all the testing. Just want to make sure everything's going good. So you guys will start seeing a whole new layout here shortly. But like I said, any questions moving forward, let us know. Every Tuesday, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here in California. We will be doing this. So bring your questions, and I will see you guys on the next live call. Thanks, guys.